Hello, this is Aisha, and today I want to talk about how, when you are experiencing narc abuse, or if you are the scapegoat in a narcissistic family cult, how you learn to dissociate and disconnect from your body. And from my personal experience, I can think of two ways where this happens, and I want to bring awareness to it so that you can catch it in the moment and you can start to feel your body and not disconnect from your present moment. The first way is when the narcissist says or does something manipulative or gaslights you or just, treats you how they desire because they can, right? And you either speak up about it or you stay silent about it. But both of them is super harmful for you because you are just going to keep ruminating over what happened, either through engaging with them, going back and forth, getting more frustrated, trying to just talk about the facts, the logics, but they just keep moving the goalposts, or whether it be you withdraw and then you're in your head going over the argument, going over what happened, and just circling just how this abuse is unjust and how you don't deserve that and how you feel about it. And while it may feel good in the moment and it's natural thoughts will arise where you're like, bro, like they shouldn't have done that, like that was messed up, like this happened and this happened, but they're saying this didn't happen. You just keep trying to justify. You are so conditioned to want to prove your truth and reality that you end up internalizing it, and you are kind of fighting yourself. You're fighting yourself, like, no, I know this is what happened, or I know that this is wrong. And you are truly trying to defend yourself, but instead of projecting that outward, it's getting stuck inside. And you're just spiraling and just ruminating and ruminating. And when you're up in your mind and your thoughts, ruminating and just replaying the past and the situation, it disconnects you from your body, it disconnects you from your present moment. And over time, you will just continue to just stay up in your head, in your thoughts, observing and, just receiving their abuse and, having your own safe space in your mind of like, oh wow, like I knew that was messed up, or just ruminating over it, even if you don't want to. And the other route that I think you would fall into after experiencing incidents with a narcissist or in a family cult is just through engaging with them, and emotionally you're just triggered and your body is in fight or flight, and you are just emotionally just vulnerable. And this also disconnects you from your body because you are just replaying and you're stuck in the same loop of victimhood, in a sense, of trying to avenge yourself internally or externally, and your emotional body is basically just trying to endure it, trying to release and feel the pain of what you just experienced. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't feel your feelings, but what I am saying, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't be thinking or writing down your feelings as well, but I think it's super important to know when to ruminate and when to feel your feelings and when to allow yourself space to step back into the present moment. The problem with scapegoats and survivors is that we stay up in our head. We stay just observing and seeing how, cruel they are and how their character is like and how they just move in the world. And we constantly add to that narrative whenever we see more information of them being their narcissistical self. And each time we do that, we're not only just adding more to the narrative of us being a victim, but also we're adding to the narrative of them having the power over us and them snapping us out of present moment. You disassociate because you are in pain, because you want justice, but no one in the family cult is giving you it. And it seems like whenever you try to go get it yourself, they shoot you down. And so you dissociate because it's just too much. Your brain needs to make sense of this abuse. Your brain needs to make sense of this happening, but it doesn't make sense. And because you're the only one that's trying to acknowledge the truth, and everyone around you in the narc system and the family cult is also gaslighting you and trying to hush you down and make sure that you are, not just telling the truth and not being vocal about it. You internally are just searching for some external evidence that can validate what you're feeling. And if they don't validate that, which they don't, you just can either remain stuck in that loop in your head, disconnected from your body in your present moment, disconnected from all the beauty around you, disconnected from all the love around you, or just beauty of kindness from strangers, or just the beauty of a life. And it's like, this is how this is what they want. Maybe not consciously, but subconsciously, as a narcissist, they just spread destruction. And so their end goal really is to tear you down. But your goal is to live life and shine bright and be the best version that you can. So who's gonna rise and who's gonna win that situation? Are we gonna allow them to keep us stuck up in here in the ego mind space, ruminating over what's going on or what happened, while they offer no validation, no remorse, no apology? Or are we going to just accept that it happened and try to focus and concentrate back on our present moment and our body and feeling through the pain without judging it, without analyzing it? Because I can relate to just ruminating and internalizing and over analyzing everything. I think that's a trauma response that I've acquired through dealing with the Narc family cult, is where I can't just feel anything, or nothing can just happen. I have to analyze it and interpret it in my head, like, oh, that happened because of this, maybe that. No, we have to learn to just disconnect from that thoughts in our brain, and to learn to just be, because that's truly, as humans, that's truly who we are. We don't have to keep analyzing anything or intellectualizing everything that happens. We just need to be in the present and feel things as they happen and go, and be in the present moment. And that's what they're trying to rob you from. They want you to be disassociated and numb and in pain forever over them and what they do, when they would just not offer any type of solace. And so here's where I prompt you to just start feeling your body, feeling your hands, feeling and noticing your breath, just feeling your breath, and just anchoring on one thing daily that will help you to be in the present moment. Because we have to train ourselves out of this trauma response, out of intellectualizing and being in our minds and not being present. And it's just so much damage that could happen, so many narratives and stories and beliefs that we can build if we just keep thinking about all these things that are happening, which makes sense because we're trying to make sense of it. But when you're a scapegoat, it's really beneficial for you to actually step back and to not fulfill the urge of feeding into those thoughts and ruminating inside your head. By the way, this is Aisha, and here we're learning to thrive beyond the abuse. We're not just focusing on the narcs and what they do and their tactics and their manipulations, because they're literally textbook. So we're done focusing on them. We know everything about them. Here we're actually going to learn to thrive beyond the abuse. And this is something that I've been working on for at least a couple of days now, just noticing my hands, noticing my body in every moment of all day. And it's actually a game changer. It roots you back into your essence of who you are as a human, to just be and be alive. And as a scapegoat, they've sucked all of your mental energy, all of your that space and your thoughts that are supposed to be, there for you to put into your joys and your passions. But instead, they're suctioning all of that energy. And I think this is one of the ways they try to get you and keep you from thriving. And here we're going to thrive beyond the abuse. So if you relate or if you found this helpful, please like and subscribe, and see you later. Bye.